Hey boys and girls, it is Roxors back with you guys today for another gameplay video of Age of Sigmar Champions. I see a lot of people on Discord and Facebook liking the game. Makes me happy. Definitely have a lot more people to play with. So if you've checked out my decks from yesterday, I focused on Order and Chaos. So today I'm going to give some love to the other two. We're going to start with Death. And who better to start off that with than the Lord of the Undead and Nagash. Let's jump right into it. So, the first pack I ever opened had a foil Nagash in it, so it's near and dear to my heart. I've been desperately trying to get it to work, and I'm not even going to say this deck's going to work. I'm probably at like a 55% win rate, and this deck has morphed a lot. So we're at champion placement here. The only thing, and we're going against destruction, so we're not going to race damage, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. For placement, sometimes if there's somebody who I think there's going to be a lot of action across from, that's kind of where I use the Barrow White King. So I will put it in the corner. I know that Gordrak isn't going to be in his deck because he's already got 10 points. And Gordrak is 12. So I'm not worried about him setting up against a wizard. Preferably, I myself would like to be across from a wizard. So we will see how that goes. For those that don't know or don't have him, that's Nagash right there. He can have risen units. He also has a heroic to rotate a spell one step forward. And you can bring guys back from the dead. How fitting. Alright, so this is kind of the new version of Gordrak. People playing the Loudmouth Megaboss. Because he can rotate something quickly. So we'll see how we do. Let's get the fun going with playing probably my Vargeist here. So don't just put units willy-nilly, guys. Just kind of another pro tip for you. You want to start across from somebody who, if they were to remove it, isn't going to benefit anything from it. So he's on Orc unit right now, and the Riptooth gets benefits from removing things. So I had an option there. I could have kind of put it wherever I wanted to, but I don't want to help him get quests off by playing into those things. So if you think it doesn't matter where this guy goes, just take another second, kind of look at their quests. I notice, especially in the paper game, I play a lot of the card game, physical card game. I notice a lot of people focus a lot on their own quests, which obviously you should, but they don't really pay attention to what their opponent has. And it's important. Yep, that's a good play. Alright. So, he's got 2 of them. I will remove to force him to remove in a perfect world so that I don't draw 2 cards, if that's what he's trying to do. Not really any more threats on the table, so we'll draw a card. So if he does remove, he'll get the damage quest finished, but he won't get the ability quest finished, and that's important. And you'll notice what I do on the next turn as well, as long as this one goes swimmingly. Yep, Alright. Cool. So this kind of just plays into what I was going to do anyway. So, obviously, to complete your damage quest, you need to do damage, as it says here, deal damage. Some of you guys might not know that is a thing now in the app. If you put on your blessing, it'll actually explain a little bit on what to do. So it's going to do 1 damage and remove. I will sacrifice this guy to the removal to stop that 1 damage, to hamper his unit, or his blessing progression. Not a bad thing to do. I will also try to progress my blessing progression as well. Stack on top of that. Get some more damage going. And look, it's 34 to 29. We are beating destruction, folks. We did it. Figured it out. Just kidding. I will be posting some destruction videos later on today. I apologize ahead of time to my opponents. That is not meant to sound cocky, but destruction is just very, very efficient. And there's not much I can do about it. So, gaining additional actions is a very strong effect. And I don't know if it's... I mean, obviously it was intended because it was printed on cards. But, yeah, as you can see, this machine gun of action. We were winning, and now we're not. And this is why Gordrak was so powerful, is that they just do damage vicariously. There's nothing to stop it. And that's important. We're going to put this guy here. Even though it's not going to do anything, you know what? I can wait off the turn. I was going to put my spell, but if it's not really going to... I mean, it would have done damage, but we're not trying to raise damage right now. We're trying to get some action in our hand. We want to stop stacks. We specifically want to stop things from finishing quests, if possible. And we want to progress our blessings, because if Death gets its blessings off, the whole point of Death's blessings is to kind of prolong the game. Destruction doesn't necessarily want to do that. So that's kind of what we're hoping to do. My closest one right now is a Skeleton Champion here. Kind of hoping for him to play something against it so I can just devour and get the ability. Guessing he's going to draw a couple cards here. No? Oh, alright. Cowardly Grots are guys. Not a great card now. It is in that deck, but you want to put him across from this guy to immediately get value. Because right now it's going to hit me for 2, which is no big whoop. Yeah. So we will concede that we're going to get hit for 2, but then we'll take it out with our own damage. And then, same thing, we got to keep pace with card draw so we don't just get blown out on that aspect. I feel like we're pacing well with the amount of actions he's getting and not letting him kind of abuse them. So yeah, so far so good. Alright. Stick-a-boys. Big stab of crew. Great to put across from this guy as well. Alright. Realistically, destruction. If I had to point to one card that's a problem, it's that one that you just saw, Rallying Cry. Just 2-for-1s in any card game I've ever played is a very strong effect. Very strong effect. So, I don't know if I would have played it the way that he did, but he did. So, yeah. Alright, cool. Got rid of that stack. Now, we're going to place a unit here so we don't take buku damage. And we're also going to play a Frightful Touch here. I think. Yep, alright. The game had to think about it. Sometimes really optimal plays bog the game down because it doesn't like to be outsmarted. Just kidding. Anyway, so he only had one card in his hand. This quest that he pops, or blessing that he popped, draws you cards when you deploy orcs. Yeah, we saw that coming. Alright. But he used one of his actions. He's not drawing cards off of his blessing, which ultimately wastes his blessing. And he needs to put a guy in front of the boar boy, or else he's going to lose the card in his hand and further go behind. I don't want to jinx it, but we got him where we want him, to a certain extent. He draws a card, he ends up losing it anyway. There we go. This is why Frightful Touch is good. Buy Rallying Cry, and buy an Orc, which is great because he would have drawn 2 cards off that Orc. Now, I can devour his rightmost guy, so I don't take more damage, which I think is a good play, actually, so we'll do it. I always put back the vampires that I have in my graveyard, because I have no way of getting those guys back. And this is a great opportunity. Instead of drawing 1 card, this is a great opportunity to use his once per game and pull all 4 of those guys back. Because he's drawing with no action, then I can play out my hand or draw up to 6. While his blessing rotates off and kind of wastes. You know? The strongest thing about destruction is that their blessings are very synergistic and do a lot, but they're not really doing a lot right now. I didn't see what he pulled. Alright, he's going to draw some cards off of that. Good. Can't keep a good orc down. Alright. So we got some cards in his hand. Very good. We're going to try to pop one of our blessings. Not try, we're going to do it. Nice. Good backup plan there. And we might as well, because we've gotten down to 15, so we might as well start stacking. You know, if he can waste his turns not playing damage and trying to remove or mitigate somehow our damage, then we take away what destruction is strongest at. Also important. Yep. So I mentioned in another video, I believe it was I think it was my first Chaos video when I played against Destruction, that, Warboss Recruiter, I feel like is overused, for what it does. Because it kind of distracts you. It's like you almost feel like you have to use it every turn for value, you know? Again, which I'm fine with. So we're going to play out our hand, because again, we're threatening some good damage, and this is a good opportunity to one of our Risen guys that discards. We don't want to discard anything to it. We also know that the Bull Boy... Come on now. I don't know if the game is mad at me. I think it's working, because I only have 1 action now. Come on. Play Fusion. Hey, we got there. So it rotates our quest there. And then this is a great opportunity to not discard a card to Zombie Dragon, who also does Rend damage. Not that he has any mitigation in his deck, but who knows. So, Black Knight here, obviously because it moved me forward, but also, should he, and I think he already has a Grunta in his hand, should he play the Grunta, he'll lose it. He'll rotate forward and make my guy dormant, but yeah, sure. Which I think should be the play for him. Alright, maybe not. He's not scared of my skeletons. How dare he? Alright. Pumping out some damage. Passing this turn. Bring some guys back. Heal some life. That's a good pull right there, because that will finish off our quest. I don't know necessarily what I want to pop out of there, but yeah. Do we have guys? We do have guys in our graveyard. Perfect. Alright, there's the Grunta. And that makes spells as well. Well, that's okay. Pauses me there, to a certain extent. Alright. This is how destruction comes back. They pop blessings like that. That just fills their board. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Good song, look it up. Yeah, what are you gonna play, buddy? Alright. Chop chop. I would have played that in front of the Loudmouth. But that's okay. I am cool with it. Stabby stab. Yeah, that's gonna hurt because we can't do much about it right now. Okay. Got a lot of stuff. I have a feeling our orb of immortality is gonna come into effect here. Alright, he's at 3. How unfortunate. We're gonna draw 2 in hopes that we draw a unit, which we did. Draw 2 units. Alright, let's take some lumps. Yup. 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 Alright, still at a very healthy 6. That was sarcasm. Yeah, alright, let's take some more. Little wag. Don't know if he drew a goblin. So I don't... Okay, yep. I was gonna say, I don't know if that was the greatest of ideas. A lot of people forget about Orb of Immortality. So, yeah. Okay. That's a guy. I assume most of his action will come from the right side here. So we're going to play this and hope. If we can dormant everything... No, I don't think that's it. Nope. Alright, that's cool. That stops damage here. And my units can't be removed. So I think if we're going to stop anything, we want to stop damage. I also could play this guy, because he can't remove it or he dies. So we're going to try to mitigate as much as we can. Because then we can do this and this next turn on our Skeleton Champion and hopefully pull that Dormant Blessing. You cannot stack on Dormant units. Very important. Taking a sip of my coffee here. Now, I will say, we've survived 3 blessings from destruction. That's huge. I'm assuming that last one is Face of Gork? Whatever does 3 damage on 3 corners. Just damage to the face. If that's what that one is, then we are glad we didn't see it. He's got some thinking to do. We're going to gain some life next turn, hopefully. No, he's going to get rid of it. Oh, he didn't. Got rid of the mitigation. Interesting. Okay. Anything does 4 damage to my face right now? Come on, baby. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Alright, yep. We're not going to play into that removal over there. I'll tell you what. Gain some health here. We gain another health, not to be overlooked. Boop. This is sneaky damage. You know, if I stack on something, that's 2 damage immediately. Might need it. Put it in there. And now, come on, good blessing. Oh, it could be 4 damage to the face. Yeah, there it is. Boom! We did it! We beat Destruction with Nagash. Good game. All right. So quick. All right, guys, we did it. So that's my Nagash deck. Death is control-y by nature, but when you want to make a control deck, what I always tell people when they make a deck is you got to have a win condition. Sometimes you start putting spells in, and then, let's put a little mitigation, let's put a little bit of recursion, sure, and then you realize you don't know how to win. I don't know how many times the first version of that deck, I just decked myself and had no cards left in my deck, and my opponent's at 10 life. So you really got to have a win condition, and that's why those zombie dragons made their way back in, and the Terrorgeists are 3 of. Because you need those rotations. You can bring them back, so your damage is constant, but you need to keep it up. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll have some more death and destruction decks on today. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Roxors, your boxers.